Hello and welcome back to our online English class. As I mentioned in our WhatsApp chat group, we only have 2 weeks left of class and we already finished our book. So we're going to practice the tests for each unit because we have to take a test on the whole book, which I will email to you. So before I email the test to you, I want you to be familiar with the information that we learned and be reminded of all of the lessons of each unit. So for the next 2 weeks or 4 classes, we are going to go over each unit and hopefully it helps you so that you can feel confident for the test. Okay, so this test is not in your student's book, so you don't need your books open, but you can have the books nearby if you want to reference them or if you need to just check any of the grammar lessons. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and start. So this is Unit 1, Personal Information. And we are going to begin with a listening activity. Okay, so I'm going to play the listening activity twice, or the audio twice. So as you listen, circle the correct answers and also put a check under the correct name. Okay, so we have Neil and Greg. All right, so let's listen.
Unit 1, Test. Section A, Listening.
Hey, Greg. I need a cup of coffee. Want some?
Sure. Tired as usual, Neil? Did you have another wild weekend?
Yeah, well, last night some friends came over and you know I like playing cards, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we played cards until about 2 in the morning.
Ooh.
Hey, you know what? You should come next time. Do you like playing cards?
Me? Not really. I don't like socializing much, remember? I'm not a party animal like you.
Oh, yeah, right. So, how was your weekend? What did you do?
Well, I had a really nice, quiet weekend. I went to the beach on Sunday. You know I enjoy jogging on the beach, and...
Wow, Greg. So, you mean you weren't home the whole time?
Nope, not this weekend.
That's good. But you went to the beach to work out? I hate working out. I hate exercising.
Yeah, well, Rita likes jogging, so...
Rita? Who's Rita? Greg, do you have a new girlfriend?
Yeah, well, you know I'm not outgoing and I'm kind of shy. Well, I met Rita, and now I have a girlfriend who likes staying home too.
So tell me about Rita.
No way. Come on, let's get back to work.
Okay, so we're going to listen to it one more time. Oops, let's do that again.
Unit 1, Test. Section A, Listening.
Hey, Greg. I need a cup of coffee. Want some?
Sure. Tired as usual, Neil? Did you have another wild weekend?
Yeah, well, last night some friends came over and you know I like playing cards, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we played cards until about 2 in the morning.
Ooh.
Hey, you know what? You should come next time. Do you like playing cards?
Me? Not really. I don't like socializing much, remember? I'm not a party animal like you.
Oh, yeah, right. So, how was your weekend? What did you do?
Well, I had a really nice, quiet weekend. I went to the beach on Sunday. You know I enjoy jogging on the beach, and...
Wow, Greg. So, you mean you weren't home the whole time?
Nope, not this weekend.
That's good. But you went to the beach to work out? I hate working out. I hate exercising.
Yeah, well, Rita likes jogging, so...
Rita? Who's Rita? Greg, do you have a new girlfriend?
Yeah, well, you know I'm not outgoing and I'm kind of shy. Well, I met Rita, and now I have a girlfriend who likes staying home too.
So tell me about Rita.
No way. Come on, let's get back to work.
Okay. Let's look at the questions. Number 1, what are Greg and Neil talking about? Okay. And you should have circled their weekend. So I want you to practice making a complete sentence. Okay, so make a complete sentence. What are Greg and Neil talking about? Okay, so you can say Greg and Neil are talking about their weekend, or you can say they are talking about their weekend. Okay, and then let's see. Number 2, where are Greg and Neil? Okay, where are they? So we can say they are at work. Okay, they are at work. And then number 3, Greg and Neil are, and the answer is coworkers. And it sounds like they might be friends too, maybe not close friends, but the way they were talking sounds very comfortable, and it seems that they talk regularly, maybe during coffee break. So mainly they are coworkers. So Greg and Neil are coworkers. Now, if you make a question for number 3, what do you think you could ask? Okay, so you could say, what is Greg and Neil's relationship? Okay, what is Greg and Neil's relationship? They are coworkers. Okay, and then let's look at number 2. Put a check under the correct name. All right, so number 1, I want to ask you, who likes playing cards with friends? Who likes playing cards with friends? Okay, so the answer is Neil. Okay, oops. We know that Neil is very outgoing. Okay, and then number 2, who dislikes socializing? Who dislikes socializing? Okay, and as I mentioned, since Neil is the outgoing one, we know that Greg is the quiet and shy one. So Greg dislikes socializing. Greg dislikes socializing. I'm trying to move that over. Okay, and then number 3, who went to the beach? Who went to the beach? And the answer is Greg. Greg went to the beach. Okay, and then number 4, who enjoys jogging? And the answer is also Greg. Greg enjoys jogging. Okay, and then number 5, who dislikes working out? Who dislikes working out? And that is Neil. Okay, and number 6, who is kind of shy? Who is kind of shy? The answer is Greg. And then finally, who has a new girlfriend? Who has a new girlfriend? The answer is also Greg. And let me ask you, what is Greg's girlfriend's name? What is Greg's girlfriend's name? Okay, yeah, her name is Rita. Okay, and what does Rita enjoy doing? What does she enjoy doing? Okay, so you might have said she enjoys staying at home. Okay, she also enjoys staying at home like Greg. She doesn't seem to be outgoing. Okay, so let's take a look at our next activity, which is a grammar lesson, a grammar exercise. So it says complete the sentences. Use gerunds. So if you remember, gerunds are words that look like verbs but act like nouns. Okay, remember they are words that end with ing, but they act like nouns. Okay, so you can see verbs here, and you're going to turn them into gerunds. Okay, so you can pause the video here and complete this exercise, and then continue when you're finished. Okay, so let's take a look at number 1. We love, and it should be learning, languages. Okay, number 2. My friend doesn't mind being alone. Number 3. Do you dislike talking on the phone? Number 4. I hate standing in line. And number 5. She doesn't enjoy taking out the trash. So for taking, you need to take off the E and add ing because this is a silent E. Okay, let's move on to our next exercise, which is continuing our grammar activity. So complete the sentences and use more than, less than, and as much as. Okay, so in this chart you can see Marta's weekend activities. And you can see that she does 6 activities during the weekend. And again, when we are talking about activities, we often use a gerund. Just like here, these are activities like learning languages, okay, talking on the phone, taking out the trash. These are activities. Therefore, we use a gerund. Okay, like even something as simple as swimming. I like swimming. Okay, so swimming is also an activity, and that's why we use a gerund. I like shopping. Okay, so on this axis we see hours per weekend. So this is how much time she spends doing these activities. So I want you to take some time to complete the sentences, and you can pause the video and continue when you're finished. Okay, and I also want you to practice making questions for each one. If you remember when we learned this, we also made questions, okay? Comparative questions. So I want to see if you can remember how to make questions. You might need to go back and look at your notes, okay? But I'll give you a hint. You can start with what activity or which activity, okay? So go ahead and pause the video and continue when you're finished. Okay, so let's look at number 1. So we have 2 activities, socializing and reading. And if you look at the chart, socializing is clearly Marta spends more time socializing than reading. So we can say Marta enjoys socializing more than reading. Okay, and then number 2, working out and watching TV. So we're going to use this order. So we're going to write working out first. So Marta likes working out, and if you look at the chart, she likes working out less than watching TV. So we need to say less than watching TV. Now, of course, you can say Marta likes watching TV more than working out, but we need to practice both more than and less than. So use the same order as you see in the parentheses. And then number 3, Marta likes, and we can see playing sports and dancing. So they look like they are equal. Okay, so we can say Marta likes playing sports as much as dancing. Okay, and then number 4, she likes, and then we can see reading and working out. Reading, working out. So we can say she likes, reading less than working out. Okay, and then finally number 5, she enjoys watching TV, okay, more than dancing. Okay, so now let's make questions. So number 1, okay, I hope you remembered how to do it, but we can ask, actually let me change the color to blue so you can easily differentiate the questions and answers. So we can ask, what does, or which activity, or what activity, but I think in your notes you might have which activity. So which activity does, we need a helping verb, remember? So which activity does, let me move this a little bit so it's not in the way. Which activity does Marta enjoy, or you can say like, more, okay? Comma, and I'm just going to use A or B, okay? If you remember, we practiced making questions with the comparative questions, and just in general, you can think of it like this. So A or B, and in this case, A is socializing and B is reading. Okay, so again, which activity does Marta enjoy more? Because in this case, it uses enjoy. So we can say Marta enjoys, socializing or reading. So of course the answer is Marta enjoys socializing more than reading. And then number 2, same thing. Which activity does Marta like more? Okay, and remember, we use the original verb in the as the main verb because we have does as the helping verb. So you do not need to put the S here. So which activity does Marta enjoy more? Working out or watching TV? Now, again, you can say less instead of more. So which activity does Marta enjoy less? A or B? Okay. And then number 3, which activity does Marta like? And in this case, it's better to just stick with more, even if the answer is as much as. Okay. Because it's a more common question to use more rather than less. So which activity does Marta enjoy or like more? Playing sports or dancing? And the answer is she likes playing sports as much as dancing. And then number 4, which activity does Marta like more or less? Reading or working out? And then number 5, which activity does Marta enjoy more? Watching TV or dancing? Okay. Now, as I mentioned, since these are gerunds, you can actually also say doing here, okay? So this is optional, but you often see questions like this too. Which activity does Marta enjoy doing more? Okay, and you can see that because this is a gerund, the answers are also gerunds. Okay, now we are going to look at letter D, reading. Okay, so it says read the story, then read the sentences. Are they correct? Circle yes or no. So go ahead and do this activity. You can read it and answer yes or no. And if the answers are no, then I want you to change them to be correct. Okay, so pause the video and continue when you're finished. Okay, so let's read this together. The wrong job. My brother Danny has the wrong job for his personality. He's a writer and works in his apartment alone. He stays at home during the week and doesn't meet people at his job. The problem is that he likes working with others more than working alone. Danny is a very outgoing person. He enjoys meeting new people as much as he enjoys socializing. He likes talking to everyone. When he's not working, he goes out dancing and visits friends. Danny gets bored being alone. He calls people to chat all the time. He likes writing, but maybe he has the wrong job. I think being a writer is not a good job for Danny. He needs a job to fit his personality. Next week, I will talk to Danny about his job. He knows he is bored, and he knows being a writer doesn't suit him, but he needs my help. He should take my advice if he wants to be happy at work. Don't you agree? Okay, so let's look at number 1. Danny's brother thinks Danny has the right job. Okay, so the answer to this one is no. Okay, so you can change this to Danny's brother thinks Danny has the wrong job. Okay, number 2. Danny likes working alone more than working with others. Okay, and the answer to this is also no. If you look here, it says he likes working with others more than working alone. Okay, so you can switch these two. Number 3, Danny likes visiting friends. And you can see that here. Okay, so the answer is yes. So you don't need to change anything. And then number 4, Danny doesn't meet new people at his job. Okay, and that is also true. That's yes, because as you can see, he stays at home, so he doesn't meet people at his job. And then number 5, a writer is a good job for Danny's personality. And the answer is no. Okay, so you can say a writer is not a good job for Danny's personality. Or you could say a writer doesn't suit Danny's personality. Okay, so suit in this case is not like a suit that you wear, but it is a verb that means fit. Like it doesn't fit him. It's not good for him. It's not right for him. Okay, now for writing it says to write a paragraph about the right job for Danny. Write sentences with like or enjoy. Use adjectives to describe Danny's personality. Okay, and this one, of course, we can't check it, but it's good to practice writing because on the final test, you do have to write. So just practice, and if you go back to this unit, you will see that we learned about describing people's personalities, like using the words outgoing, shy, quiet, and we also talked about jobs that fit people's personalities. So for outgoing people, they might want to work like as a nurse, or maybe as a reporter, or something that lets them interact with others. And of course, for people who are shy and quiet, it might be good for them to work as engineers, as accountants, and maybe doctors. Well, actually, doctors have to interact with people a lot. But some jobs, of course, can use a good balance. Okay? So take some time to do that. And I will see you for part 2, which will be Unit 2, the Unit 2 test. Okay.